To understand that, you need to back up. You need to look and see what's happening in the Middle East. You need to see what happened just a number of years ago with the Abrahamic Accords. The Abrahamic Accords is the first time that any American, in this way, Kushner, who is the son-in-law of Trump, actually was able to bring Sunni Muslim countries in accord with Israel. And so you had the United Arab Emirates, you had Bahrain, you had Morocco, and you had Sudan. 4 countries who created a pact together. First time since 1948 this has been done. And as a result of that, of course, that shocked the whole world because everybody thought this was impossible. The Palestinian issue has always gotten in the way. You don't have an accord with Israel because of Palestine, because of Gaza and the West Bank. This happened. What was more also is that you have an awful lot of Middle Eastern countries who are realizing their only commodity is oil. And with all the shutdown of oils and everybody's moving towards electricity, the green agenda that's happening right across the West, Europe and the United States and the whole world, there's not going to be any oil left. So what do you do if that's the only commodity you have as a country like United Arab, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia? You've got to diversify. And so in order to diversify, you're going to have to create and bring in an awful lot of other industries, including, like Saudi Arabia, bringing in the 3 major sports groups. So you have now Formula One, they're now controlling that. They're now taking over golf, and they want to take over football, world football. All 3 are the entertainment industries that they need to diversify into. And then you have the NEOM project, which is going to start at the Gulf of Aqaba, go for 100 miles to Tabuk. It'll be the most expensive project. It's already being built. It's going to be finished by 2030. But in order to house that NEOM project, all those pods there with all those scientific research agents, you need Westerners, you need Americans, you need Europeans. And then they're building the 4 largest universities that are going to compete with Cambridge and Oxford in Riyadh, in Jeddah, and in Mecca, and then, of course, in Aqaba. Who's going to be teaching there? Of course, you're going to have professors, which means you're going to have to diversify even more intellectually, academically, and all the rest. The last thing you want is the Palestinian people derailing that. So when everybody got off looking at Palestine, which has always been the center of tension for all the Muslim countries, when they got their eye off the ball and realized, hey, we can, in order for all these oil-rich countries to have a relationship with the West, they have to go through Israel. Because Israel is the only Western country in the Middle East. It's the only democratic country in the East. It's the only one that can do everything they need, and it's the conduit to all Jewish money around the world, which, as you well know, is some of the biggest money, the best money. Academia, you name it, in every area, the Jews do have an awful lot of control, but they've got to go through Israel. That's why the Abrahamic Accord took the ball off of Palestine and onto Israel. So what was left for the Palestinians? They had to do an atrocity. They had to get the ball back on them. They had to make sure the whole world changed everything. And look how effective that's been. Certainly, all the men that went and killed those people, and on camera they did it, so it would be as atrocious as possible, as barbaric as possible, knowing that Israel had to react. Israel had no other choice but to react. And look how they've reacted in a big way. Who now are the victims? The Gazans are the victims. This is exactly plays right into their playbook. That's why you had to have October the 7th.